All right, Gig'em247.com here with Cyrus Gray at the Big 12 Media Days. Cyrus, I'm just going to get right into it, man. How do you want to be remembered at A&M? It's your senior year. You're a legend in a lot of people's minds already, just what you've been able to do in your career here. How do you personally want to be remembered?
I just want to be remembered as one of those guys that was unselfish and was always a team guy. Personal goals are not real big on my list, but also just want to be a guy that was remembered for winning, having that winning mentality. I know things was a little different here, but now things have turned around, and I hopefully will be one of those guys they look at and say, hey, those one of the guys that helped and them get back on the right thing, on the right track.
You're up to about 206 pounds now, still running the low 4.4s, maybe 4.3s. Just talk about your development, your development through the spring and into the summer.
Well, I have to give my all regards to Coach Kennedy. That guy put in a lot of work with me and also our whole team. My biggest thing this year is gaining a little weight and being able for that to help me during the whole year. And I've got up to 206 right now. I'm trying to get a little bit more heavy for the count, but it's going to help me in the long run. My speed is still there. I move the same, so it's going to be exciting.
I'm sure you've got this question unlocked, but see Mike coming back and you guys compliment each other so well. How do you want to approach having another elite back in the backfield with you?
Man, it don't get no better than that. A lot of people say you don't want to compete with nobody at your school. You want to compete against the top backs or the top people in the nation, but I have one of the top backs in the nation in my school, so it's getting me better each day, and it's getting him better each day. So when we step out on the field, we're going to be in the best shape of our lives.
Talk about some of your other teammates that you've seen perform well, either in the spring or during 7-on-7s that really have caught your eye.
Always, Jim Fuller. He came one day at 7-on-7 and caught a few one-hand catches, which he always do, but it was amazing. Steve Campbell's caught my eye. He's probably one of the hardest hitting guys I know. Runs a 4.3. He's going to come down and smack you. Tannehill, his release, his timing, everything is perfect with him. And I could go on and on about so many guys, but it's been exciting.
You're a unique back. You can run out of different formations. But what kind of formation do you like to run out of? Do you like to run out of the shotgun, or more of like the eye, maybe with the lead blocker?
I'm an eye formation type of running back. I like the shotgun also, but it's just something about that eye formation that gets me going.
You are not only going to represent A&M in your senior year, but you can represent DeSoto, which is, I know, real near and dear to your heart. We can go through the long list of guys from that program that have gone on to the next level and perform well, but let's talk about playing for not only for A&M, but representing, DeSoto High School.
Right, that's always first in my heart. DeSoto they took me in as a youngster and have brought me up, and A&M has built me into a man. And my biggest thing with DeSoto is just being able to give back to my community when I'm done here at A&M. Maybe if the Lord bless me to go on to pro, I can give back to my community and show those young guys how it should be done. And that's my biggest thing.
You're not really going to have to worry about it, but just your thoughts on the Longhorn Network and possibly high school games being broadcast on it. What's just your general thoughts on that?
I don't know anything about it. I've been hearing a lot of things about it lately today, which I think it'll be good for their program. But here at A&M, we just want to win.
Yeah. About handling expectations this year. Again, probably a question you get a lot, but really A&M in the past just hasn't at times lived up to the expectations that they're supposed to have. But I know you guys have a different mindset.
Right. I don't want to compare us to any other group that came through A&M because each year a new team is different. So our mindset is a lot different. If you look around and you can ask guys, our main thing is win. If you think about winning, you're going to win. You're going to play to that level.
The offensive line and losing Matt Allen. Anytime you lose a center, that being a focal point of the leader of that line, it can shake things up. But what have you seen from the development of Luke and Jake and Patrick Lewis and all those guys that are really starting to come into their own?
Right. We lost Matt, and that was a big loss for us because he's also like our field general. He gets things going. But when you have Patrick Lewis and Brian Thomas, those guys are interchangeable. They can play from the guard to the tackle to the center position, and those guys so athletic. You have Matthews and Jogo. You know, those guys set the edge, protect the quarterback. I'm very confident in those guys. They're confident in us, and we just want to make things happen with those guys.
I know you've got a special connection with Randy Jordan. He does such a good job with your group of guys. But you know, it's gonna be your last time with him. You've been with him for a while. You know, what are you gonna remember most from your time with Coach Jordan?
I think I'm gonna remember his excitement. He brings the energy to the game every day. I never seen Coach Jordan down. Maybe after a game, but other than that, he always the type of guy that's gonna build you up. He's gonna hold you to those standards.
Lastly, let's talk about your emotion level against this year, Thanksgiving night, Texas, and your last game at Kyle Field. You know, just talk about what that game is going to mean to you, and your last game at playing in front of the 12th man.
Right, I know for a fact that will probably be my most important game ever. You know, as far as football I've played here at A&M, it'll be my last game at Kyle Field. I got all my brothers that came in with me, and they'll feel the same way. And I know that we don't want to let the 12th man down. We're going to do it the right fashion.
I'm going to add one more. That Nebraska atmosphere, you guys probably wouldn't have won that game without the 12th man. Just what would be your message to them to really encourage them to come support this team because of how good you guys can be this year?
Well, this is to the 12th man. I expect every game this year to be how Nebraska game is, and we really appreciate you guys and all the things you do for us, because I know for a fact we wouldn't win a lot of games without you guys.
Thank you for the time, Cyrus.
Thank you.